Oh jeetje. Mega spannend. Allemachtig. Kanonnen. Man, dit is niet normaal. Dit is niet normaal. Oh!
Strange things going on with Etna. We have just witnessed a powerful reminder of nature's might as Mount Etna erupted violently, tourists running, ash filling the skies, and lava fountains shooting from its southeast crater. That eruption, which you saw in my last video, which was really impressive, may not be an isolated event. So what if I told you guys that this could be part of a much larger, more dangerous pattern that science is only now beginning to understand? In this video, we will look into a mystery that is hidden in plain sight. You really have to call it that. It's the powerful connection between strong earthquakes and Etna's lateral eruptions. We know Etna is no stranger to eruptions. It's the most active volcano in Europe, a stratovolcano. But something strange has been happening over the past 2 centuries at Etna. A recently highlighted scientific graph reveals a shocking correlation. So since 1800, more than half of Etna's lateral eruptions occurred within just 4 months of major earthquakes. So let that sink in. 26 out of 49 eruptions, that's over 50%, happened immediately before or after seismic events. Coincidence? Unlikely. Scientists like, for example, Takeshi Nishimura has published in a 2021 study that was published in Scientific Reports. He showed that large earthquakes can significantly increase the likelihood of volcanic eruptions, even if these earthquakes are not generated by the volcano itself, by the rising magma. And these large earthquakes can cause this increase, especially within a year or even within weeks. So the quake doesn't need to hit the volcano, doesn't need to strike with the epicenter right there. It's enough if the shock waves change pressure inside the magma chamber or rupture faults nearby. Whew. Are we thinking about Vesuvius right now that is so close to the rumbling supervolcano Campi Flegrei? A little bit. Check out my Campi Flegrei playlist if you want to know about that. So the shock waves, that's what we call static stress transfer or dynamic triggering. Etna is one of the most monitored volcanoes on Earth. It's offering real data and it's telling us something that really sounds like a warning shot. So let's go back to that graph. 68 lateral eruptions since the year 1600. The vast majority of these eruptions happened post 1800 and they're tightly clustered around large earthquakes. So it's like the earth shakes and Etna answers. And why is this important today? Because, guys, over the past few months, tectonic stress has been building again along the central Mediterranean arc. We've seen tremors off the Calabrian coast, in southern Italy, and in Greece. So these aren't just blips. They're the kind of foreshocks that in past centuries have preceded Etna's biggest lateral outbursts. Etna can do way more than it just did, where you saw these tourists running. And lateral eruptions, you see how this starts, how this comes down. They're especially dangerous. They can break out on Etna's flank without warning, basically because they're bypassing the central crater system. Think of an eruption that happened in 1669. Lava has reached the sea and it hasn't destroyed entire villages. And now it's way more densely populated. So what we see there, that's just not just fireworks and looks great or looks scary. They can be catastrophic. And here's the chilling part. Etna's southeast crater wall partially collapsed just before the last eruption. That kind of structural failure is often a precursor to lateral movement. Magma's forcing its way through weaker points on the volcano's side. Magma's always taking the way of least resistance. So no surprise that some volcanologists now fear that we are not watching the main show right now. It's just the prelude. That looked scary enough yesterday, right? Etna is under pressure, literally. Satellite radar from Sentinel missions and INSAR mapping have shown signs of magma accumulation underneath the volcano. And the ground is rising, the land is rising, and we know what that means. Magma, hot gases, fluids are rising up. Gas emissions are high. Seismic tremors elevated. These are all the indications for an eruption. They're classic signs of a volcano being primed. And when a volcano is being primed, a strong earthquake nearby can act like a trigger, and it has so in the past with Etna. It's not the cause, but it's the final push. It's just like a pressure cooker where the lid doesn't blow until you nudge it a little bit. This is why scientists are releasing papers that are calling for a new approach to volcanic hazard assessment. Not just monitoring the volcano itself, but also regional seismicity, because the two can no longer be seen in isolation. And they argue that Etna is the perfect case study. It's a volcano that is constantly building, slowly pressurizing, and then suddenly violently letting go, often right after the earth shakes. So what do we do now? We don't have to panic, but we do have to pay attention. In volcanology, it's not about predicting the exact day. That's not possible, but it's about realizing patterns. And the pattern here is clear at Etna. Big earthquakes near Sicily often precede major Etna eruptions. We just witnessed another eruption. Crater wall failed, lava burst out, tourists ran, but this may be more than a spectacle. It could be the start of something bigger. So here's what I'll be watching out for. New seismic activity in southern Italy or Greece. Ground uplift near the flanks of Etna. Changes in gas compositions or tremor patterns. And most importantly, lateral fissures or fresh cracks forming outside the summit area. If Etna erupts laterally, especially after a strong earthquake, it could affect not just hikers and tourists, but entire towns, air traffic, and infrastructure. And guys, really, the science is clear here. This is not theoretical. It has happened before, and if history is our guide, it will happen again. So I will continue to track Etna and of course other volcanoes here. I'm on the pulse of that. And if you found this video insightful, please leave it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, go to my buymeacoffee.com/silkyside. You can buy me a coffee there. Leave me a message and I can answer with a 30-second video message. You can video me back so we can actually see each other. So I think it's a great site. Link is in the description here. If you want to join the member as a supporting member, click the join button or the link in the description. Shout out to all my members. And yeah, guys, thanks for the supers. Thanks for being here and stay safe. Bye-bye.